You know, I straight off lied to you. Last time I was here when I said one last time at the lake this season. And it's wrong, because I'm here now. Admittedly, it's all a bit different. I mean, if you look around, almost no people. I basically have the Strandbad for myself, which is why I feel okay screaming around here, aka talking loudly. Like the echo, I hear myself like. In any case, I cannot make a video where I say I might have coronavirus and then not follow up on it ever. So yeah, I guess this is CoronaVlog number 2. I mean, I wanted to make daily vlogs. Good morning and welcome to day 2. In my Spaceship Me, I've now built a kitchen / eating area in that very corner because I just don't like to eat at my laptop, and I decided that this is my working station, this is my playing station. I just put the laptop from here to here and then it's playtime. And that whole room is my sleeping station. And maybe it's my workout station as well. Don't know yet if I'm actually gonna do that. We'll see how long I have to be in Spaceship Me. I still need to go out to take a shower and go to the toilet, but we have 2 toilets. One of them is separate, also with a basin. So I now put everything that I need, like soap, my toothbrush, toothpaste, into that toilet. So I have a own toilet for myself. So I basically have my own bathroom, which is cool. I don't have a mirror there, but who needs a mirror? That's that. Yeah, I'm just gonna always eat here, because that's my contaminated area where I can breathe without a mask. And I hope that this way I don't get my mom sick. I mean, I still hope that I'm not sick myself, but you know, I have to assume that I am. But long story short, I did not get coronavirus. I never had coronavirus. I'm good. But let's start in the beginning. Like, in the beginning, I was like, I even felt, I don't want to say I felt good about it, but at least it was somewhat exciting or at least interesting. I mean, I like change, we established that. I like if stuff changes, and it threw me in a new situation. The situation was I have to quarantine myself because I might have coronavirus. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday, don't judge me. Today I want to talk about why it might actually be positive that coronavirus is so infectious. Like, obviously it's not positive, right? If it wasn't so infectious, then a lot fewer people would get it, we wouldn't have a pandemic, etc, etc, etc. But for me, in this situation, psychologically, it has something positive to it. With every negative thing, there is a positive thing to it. Imagine the following situation. You are sick with a disease, you know you have it, and you know that in the next few days you're gonna get a lot worse, up to a point where you might not be able to breathe. Now, if that disease is fully internal and you couldn't even get other people sick, then you would focus on yourself and be more afraid of, oh, is it gonna hit me hard? And you're just gonna focus on that. But since coronavirus is so infectious, I at least do not focus on myself, like, at all. That's something that my body has to deal with. And I trust in my body, gonna get through this. But my mind can focus on other things, and that is protecting others. Specifically, protecting the people who live with me. So I have this mission of not getting other people sick. So I'm focusing on wearing a mask, disinfecting everything that I touch, washing my hands, and that way I get the impression that I'm doing something against it. Even though that doesn't help me at all. I will still be hit as hard as I will be hit, whether or not I wear that mask and whether or not I disinfect everything I touch. But it's still something that I can do. You know, cleaning my own bathroom and having the doors closed and opening the window a lot. I feel definitely more in control than I actually am with having that disease. So yeah, that's just one way to see this positively. But after a while it turned out that it's highly unlikely that I have coronavirus. It's been 3.5 days since I was potentially exposed to coronavirus. I still don't have any symptoms. I'm still feeling perfectly fine. And today I have good news. There's something that I misunderstood in the timeline. Because I thought when we had contact, she just developed those symptoms. But I was misinformed. Actually, it happened much earlier that she developed the initial symptoms, and then when we met it only came back. And that is good news. Why is that good news? Well, because we know the graphs of how infectious people are as the disease progresses. Because it starts out with them not being infectious, then they will be highly infectious. The peak is like 1 or 2 days before they develop symptoms. Then they develop initial symptoms and it's already on the downward trend. This is not medical advice, this is just information I got from other YouTube videos. And then it's just declining more and more. So as you develop symptoms, you're still infectious, but then it decreases. And since I've been in contact with my friend, when she already had symptoms almost a week ago, that means that she has not been particularly infectious anymore. Which means I changed the way I see the odds of having been infected. I don't give it a 50-50 anymore. I'm now saying it's more likely that I have not been infected. And so I was already pretty convinced that I won't have it. And at that point I wanted to get tested. I had a sore throat basically the entire time. So I told them, yo, I have a sore throat. Can I get tested? And they were like, sure thing, and they came over to my place and tested me. Alright, so they were here and tested me and then put a thing in my throat through the mouth, so pretty chill, not the nose, just hurt a little bit. I can imagine if you have a really sore throat that freaking hurts. But I just have a little bit of a sore throat, so it's fine. And less than 24 hours later I had the result. I was negative. So, this is in. I'm negatively tested. Of course it doesn't mean that I for sure don't have corona, because it could still break out. However, at that point it's highly unlikely. This is just my opinion, not the opinion of the doctor, which is why I still need to be in quarantine until the 18th, so until Friday still, which means another week. It's fine, better this than accidentally getting someone sick. But, and here's the weird thing, before they tested me, they didn't care what I do. After they tested me, they told me I need to stay self-isolated.
Aufgrund Ihrer jetzt angegebenen Informationen gelten Sie mal vorerst als Hochrisikokontakt. Bleiben Sie bitte zu Hause, vermeiden Sie Kontakt mit anderen Personen. Sollten noch zusätzlich detailliertere Informationen erforderlich sein, so wird sich ein Mitarbeiter aus der Leitstelle Kärnten sich mit Ihnen in Verbindung setzen. And with that, I am now officially registered as a high-risk person. Thus, I'm not allowed to leave the house anymore. So with that phone call, I made it official. Ich muss mich isolieren.
Nein, für Sie geht es ganz normal weiter. Wie vorher, so sollte sich die Behörde nicht melden. Können es dabei tun und lassen, was Sie wollen. Alles, was im rechtlichen Rahmen ist, natürlich.
Aber von 1450 wurde mir gesagt, ich bin ein Hochrisikopatient und muss mich isolieren.
Ja, das sind immer Verständigungsprobleme, sage ich einmal so, wenn Sie verstehen, was ich damit meine.
So I don't know if I should find that funny or not. First, I called the hotline from the government, of, you know, the federal government of Austria, and they said that the local authorities will call me back, which they just did. Okay, so the people from Corinthia told me, well, since you don't have any symptoms, you're free to do whatever you want. And I was like, but the other ones told me I'm a high-risk patient. And they were like, nope, that's a miscommunication. You can do whatever you want, unless you have symptoms. That's stupid. I mean, come on. That's just stupid. I had direct contact to somebody with COVID-19. And you're telling me I'm free to go wherever? You know, within the legal margins, I'm allowed to do whatever. But that's just that. I mean, still, I think that's stupid, so I won't do that. However, I can see how people, if they are told that, just go out and be like, if I don't have symptoms, then they say it's fine, so I don't get other people sick because I don't have symptoms. And that's clearly not the case. Okay, so for me that means I'm still gonna isolate. That's the first thing we establish here, okay? But problem is also, they won't get me tested.
Sie sind ab jetzt in Heimquarantäne. Das Problem ist, Sie sind Kontaktperson 1, das heißt, 10 Tage nach also die Quarantäne ist bis 10 Tage nach Letztkontakt dann aufrecht.
Also auch wenn der Test negativ ist.
Auch wenn der Test negativ ist, genau.
Now at least I'm definitely and officially in isolation and I have to be here. Now we reach the point where it's actually illegal for me to go outside. Great. And that I found quite strange. Even with a negative test, they want me to stay quarantined even though before they didn't care. And that was like, what? How does that make sense? Like, I had contact with somebody, I told them, and they were like, no, it's fine, you can do whatever. And then after they tested me, they're like, now you have to stay here, even though I was negative. I mean, what? But speaking of even though I was negative, there's a whole other story about whether or not that negative result actually means something. Because I might not have been tested properly. I just talked to a relative of mine who is a doctor, and she said that they get a lot of wrong results on the corona tests because the people who take the test, like the sample, I don't want to talk bad about them, I would have become one of them myself, but that's another story. So let's not blame anybody. Let's say some tests are taken the wrong way. Some samples are taken the wrong way. Because you need to go all the way down to like mucous membrane, what?
Mucosa.
The mucose deep down. That's also why it hurts so much. And when the sample was taken on me, he literally just did it like here and here, just a little bit in the throat, and I was like, that's it? Because yes, it was unpleasant, but it was definitely not as bad as I expected, and I'm usually a very sensitive guy. So basically, my negative test doesn't really mean anything. I could still have been positive because it might not have been done correctly. However, I still don't think that I have coronavirus. I still taste and smell perfectly fine. I don't have any other symptoms. My headache basically went away completely. Throat, yeah, a little bit, but that's the usual way. That's the usual form of throat ache that I have all summer long. And so I had to stay in quarantine for another week, which was a little bit annoying, but hey, I did it anyway. So in total I spent 10 days inside without leaving the flat, which was alright. I mean, it's like an ordinary week almost, you know, just sitting in front of the laptop. But it is nice to be able to go outside again. This has become normal for me again, so I just, you know, freedom. Very nice to just go outside. In the beginning it was interesting because I felt like everybody is dangerous. Like the first time I went out, I was like, people. First time outside again for 10 days. I've just stayed inside. I can't even really enjoy it yet. For one, it's a lot colder than last time I've been outside. And more importantly, I see everyone as a threat. Every other person, like other in the sense of not being me, not every second one. Everyone else I see as a threat who could potentially have COVID. And I was already in this state, like in the early days of the pandemic when Austria made all those regulations and basically limited our freedom. There I already had that kind of feeling, but then it disappeared when they took those regulations back. But now they're coming again with regulations. Like, it's getting tougher every week. You're only allowed to have events with 10 people. Yeah, can't really enjoy it yet, but I'm just gonna go into the Strandbad and chill there by myself. I mean, that was the longest that I stayed inside continuously for I don't know how long. Even in the beginning of the lockdown, I always went outside because I was not restricted in going outside. We were allowed to go for walks. So to conclude this story, drama. Doggy drama. Basically, it's not an interesting story to tell. I thought I had corona, I didn't. End of story. And that's also why I didn't really continue this vlogging series. Because it just, I don't know, it just, you know, it didn't have the, you know, so, yeah. I have enough material so that I could have done daily vlogs, but no, I just don't want to edit that stuff. Because it's not a compelling story. Because if I look back on it, like, even now I already forgot half of what was going on that week. But there were things going on. But I think I'm gonna put those in K-vlog number 10, and I'll keep this video with the corona story. Okay, maybe one more thing. Let's finish off with a comment that I got today in the morning, basically saying something actually really nice. Something like, yeah, I came here for the loop station videos, but I really enjoy how happy and enthusiastic you are. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember what he actually said. Basically, he complimented, or they complimented, my positivity. And I want to bring this up because, once again, I want to mention that I lie to you. I lie to you a lot. Or at least, you might not want to call it lying, but not showing everything. There's a huge bias of my mood in my videos, because I only record videos if I'm in a good mood. So if you only watch my videos, you will get the impression that I'm always in a good mood, which is false. Very false. When I read that today, I felt quite good about it, but also like, it's not me, this is fake. I mean, yes, it is me, and if I make the videos, I feel that way. And yes, I am that enthusiastic about stuff. And yes, I can be positive about that stuff. But I also already feel the drag of Klagenfurt. The fact that basically I don't have a job, and basically I'm still living with my parents in order not to have to pay rent, and basically feeling like a failure. Maybe we don't want to go that far, but still, like, I don't really do much each day, so I don't experience success, so my mood is not all that good. And I'm trying to change that. I do apply for jobs, and I do try to get some other things started, but this is gonna be the topic for another video. So I'll see you in K-vlog number 10. Until then, make your backup. And I'm gonna go for a swim. If you excuse me.